Hi,
Hey.
Mr. Jason.
Welcome to the Kellyoke Afterparty.
Welcome to the after party.
That's more hype than I've given all day. Yeah, we didn't have it.
Have you been practicing your dancing?
Man, we've done a lot of dancing.
Should we
this
just
week.
do a quick little skit?
No, not right now. Producer Andy, are we on the air? Are we live?
We are live.
Cool.
Hey, everyone.
This is our last taping day of 2022. Can you believe it?
Happy New Year.
And so we didn't even have a chance to test at lunch. We had all kinds of things happen. So
Is this working?
hopefully this is all working well. If you can't hear us, text us or check 1 2. Hey everybody, I'm Jason.
I'm Jaco.
And welcome to the Kellyoke Afterparty, where we're going to take you behind the scenes of the music of the Kelly Clarkson Show.
And we're going to have drinks, right?
Yeah, let's get to that. Cocktail.
Yeah.
This is, set me up with cocktail.
This beautiful drink is called the Night Marg.
Hey, we're going to get to that a little bit right now. You're not following producer Andy's script, Jaco Caraco. So anyway, pour the drink. All right, today we're going to talk about...
Oh, look at the way I'm pouring that.
We have a few Kellyokes coming up we're going to talk about. Can't wait. Kelly's not going to be lurking in the chat today. So I can... Today's theme is NDA. It's called a non-disclosure agreement. And
That's what it stands for?
Yeah, and I don't know if I've ever turned mine in. So we're going to break... you're going to hear a lot of things today that we'll see how it goes.
Everyone signs them. Nobody follows them,
so
right?
we'll see how it goes. And we're going to talk about Christmas Isn't Canceled, Just
Yeah.
You, which I got to co-write with Kelly and Jesse, and I produced it, and you played on it.
Yep. We recorded it in the summer, and fun little quick
But we'll
fact.
get that. Oh, he's going
Let
to
me
quick
just
fact
do
me right
one.
now. Okay, Jaco.
I wore this beautiful sweater for today, and I wore it in the summer when we were recording it.
Man, that's fascinating YouTubing right there. I
Hey,
see
Jason,
our views going up.
Christmas isn't canceled, my man.
Hey, why are you talking so close to the microphone? So again, we didn't sound check, so text me with any sound issues. But welcome to Kellyoke Afterparty. Let's pour our
Welcome!
drinks. Cheers if you have them. Let's go.
I still hear your voice in there.
Kellyoke
After party, it's a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jaco, this was the last 2 weeks were my cocktails, and I might be known as a little bit of a micromanager control freak. So, but I let Jaco bring a cocktail today. I'm a little nervous. What do you have?
Well, my friend, known as Mr. Elixir, handsome Mike Daze, he created this cocktail for us.
All right.
And do we have the
You got a recipe up there,
ingredients
producer
there?
Andy. What do we
Because
have?
I definitely wouldn't be able to tell you the
Ooh,
recipe.
I like this. It's tequila. It's Aperol, triple sec. So it's got a little bit of orange, a little bit of Aperol, similar to Campari, maraschino liqueur.
It's better if I look on that TV.
Yeah, that's what I told you in rehearsal, Jaco. So it kind of sounds like a tequila Negroni. So I'm
Yes.
feeling it. Well,
It is
let's give it a try.
actually delicious.
Cheers. Send us your pictures of what you're drinking at home.
Hashtag Kellyoke Afterparty for those pictures.
Wow, that's actually
And
lovely.
thank you, Mr. Elixir.
Yeah, well, cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is our third one. I can't believe they're still actually letting us do this. We'll
Yeah,
see
it's
what
wild.
2023 brings.
Just get weird and make a show.
Yeah, I'm gonna confess. Like, I don't. Have you ever watched a full episode of our Kelly Clarkson Show? I mean, I have to watch because I edit things, but
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna confess. Jock and I laid in bed. Maybe not. No, we
Whoa,
we texted each
brother.
other while we were laying in bed separately, and I've probably watched the after party 3 or 4 times. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I'm thankful for that you guys are enjoying it. And just please let NBC and everybody know that you're liking it. We have some shout outs today.
Ooh, who we shouting?
Well, first of all, I want to shout out to our friends Jeremy and Pam at Miss in the Podcast. I think almost whole band has done it. But today is Jeremy's birthday, or maybe it's tomorrow. Either way, let's do it.
Happy birthday
Faster.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeremy.
Miss Independent Miss in the Podcast.
Happy birthday to you. That got to like Chuck E. Cheese speed.
Yeah, well, we got a producer Andy's over there already circling, so we got to keep this thing going. And we want to thank you. Last episode, we had a lot of concern for Jaco. I didn't let Jaco have any drinks before this episode. A lot of people suggested that we provide snacks for him and some food to help soak up the alcohol.
I'm hungry. What do you got?
So shout out to Ann Bradstreet. She sent us cookies.
Ann!
And we were supposed to save them for this episode, but we ate them all.
We
yesterday,
literally
the
ate
whole
all
band,
of them.
But speaking of that, shout out to Emily and Destiny and Rhonda, my wife, who are all watching. It's funny, like they've never had parties to watch the show, but they're actually getting together and watching the after party. And Destiny, as you remember, is Jaco's virtual breathalyzer, so keep an eye on him. Oh, something's oh, this is Jaco, but Damon, is that your?
It's my friend.
Okay, bye, Damon. All right, well, leave us your questions first in the comments and anything you'd like to know on making Kellyokes, the band, the process. We actually have a lot in store for you this episode.
Mm-hmm. And it was so cool getting cookies. And I also really love chicken tendies. That's what I like to call them, chicken tenders. So if you feel like sending chicken tenders, be welcome to do that. We will eat them.
And we also have to shout out Director Sandy. Director Sandy is one of our, we've seen her on tour for the past 20, on tour. I've been practicing this. Jill Pickering sent me a YouTube video on how to say tour. So tour. Director Sandy, watching from Canada, thanks for watching this. And just send us your pictures at #Kellyoke Party.
How do you say Australia?
I say Australia.
Australia. Like you're awestruck for Australia.
But do we have any comments? Here we go. Andy.
We can go for the live comments.
Oh yeah, we got to give Jaco.
Let's go for those live comments.
I have charged the iPad this time.
And that's weird to see myself.
As we're going into Christmas here, the staff, the art department just brought by an entire bottle.
Ooh, shout out to the art department, Emmy Award winning.
I'm seeing a theme here. Alex Duda, our executive showrunner, she brought me a lovely bottle of...
Robert Venable, our beautiful mixer, said, Jaco, your mic is distorting.
Oh, but that's because Jaco doesn't listen to me and he's talking like this in the microphone. And I'm like, I have a compressor and everything on you. So chill out, Jaco.
The first episode, I was told to speak closer to the mic.
I know, but I turned up the gain so you don't have to do that. I'm turning you down now. All right. Thank you, Alex Duda. And this came from my assistant, Claudine. It's a lovely gin made by grapes. Made with grapes, not by grapes. Bummer and Lazarus. All right. Jaco, you're being asked questions.
Jaco,
Miss Holly OG said, get Jaco some snacks. He's trying to eat the microphone. Send tendies.
The people
chicken
have spoken.
Well, we actually do have a question saying, Jaco, can you say your bass line, please? Which is
boom, boom,
Kellyoke Afterparty.
Kellyoke Afterparty, which I failed this one at the end of last episode.
Kellyoke Afterparty.
All right, there's your bass line. Was that from Destiny?
I said that a little sexy.
Okay, and I'm gonna hold off on
Ooh, the Kelly Clarkson Show wrote, we do want chicken tendies.
And we have our Christmas My Band Y'all mug here.
Should we sell those?
We should, but I don't think we can. It's a whole NBC legal thing, integrations, blah, blah, blah,
If you want to buy a mug, just let us know.
Well, this has been, I feel like we say this every week. This has actually been a really crazy week for us.
This was one of the most special.
I mean, it's been all of our Christmas episodes. Kelly came down with COVID, which was a surprise to all of us. And so we had to pivot. I could bore you for hours with what our staff has to do whenever something like this happens, but we last minute scripting, last minute music. Even today we had, Kyle had to leave last minute for a personal emergency, and Rachel, my assistant, stepped in and not only played bass today, she ran the live tracks for us and playback. I had to leave to go up to the editing bay during a segment to go take care of something. Rachel ran the whole show. It's crazy. We also had the First Lady.
And I was just chilling the whole time.
We had former First Lady Michelle Obama. And I don't want to talk...
I feel like that's our biggest guest ever.
I don't know. I don't want to get deep into politics, but people are very polarized when it comes to presidents and first ladies. And I've heard and read a lot of things on both sides. Michelle Obama was the most amazing kind, like, don't care what you think about the politics or anything like that. Like, just what a presence. She was such a cool mom and a cool person on the show,
and that's why we call her a powerful lady.
Yes, and we if you watch our last episode, you know that we very pettily keep track of who acknowledges or not, and we got a nice wave from the former first lady. It was fantastic. We had
also
Jewel.
played with Jewel.
Yeah, Jewel was our very first. I think she was our very first non-Kelly Kellyoke, and it was a Julioke,
which is a terrible name
Julioke.
Julioke. That doesn't work.
We had to learn that morning, and wow, she was fantastic, and what an honor to play with her.
She sang amazing, and you know what? I played jazz when I was in college. I was actually really into it when I was in college, but I rarely get to play jazz nowadays, and playing that, and we did some other jazz songs with Kelly as well. It's so much fun, and
I'm glad you have fun on jazz because as Jaco knows and everybody in the band knows, jazz is not my thing. I did not grow up with that, and I struggle. And we're gonna get into that later on. We're gonna talk about Kelly's Christmas album. Yeah, and we had some amazing jazz numbers, and we're gonna talk about some of that process
and guests.
So we have a question from Dana.
Dana or Dana?
Dana. How did you each meet?
DNA
and come to work for Kelly.
Jason, I'd like to ask you, how did you meet and come to work for Kelly?
I was hired by Randy Jackson.
Who's that?
He was a judge on American Idol. I'm trying to hold in a burp right now from your tequila. And I couldn't think fast enough where the mute button is right now, so I'm just breathing here.
Quick trivia.
Yep.
What other bands did Randy Jackson play in?
I don't know, but he played in Journey, which was the coolest thing to me when I met him.
So cool.
I hate to repeat the story, but I've for those of you who haven't heard, I actually met Randy Jackson in Miami while playing a show, and my brother came out and he wanted to get a picture with Beyonce. It was Destiny Child's last tour. Yeah, Steven.
He was awesome.
And so my brother wanted a picture of Beyonce, and we handed the camera to this guy. It was Randy Jackson. I didn't know that at the time. He took the picture. We ended up exchanging numbers, and he called me and he said, "Hey," he actually said, "Yo, dog. Hey, this is Randy Jackson."
That's his signature phrase.
He literally said, "Yo, dog."
Yo, dog.
And I'm on this TV show, American Idol, and I have this kid, Justin Guarini. He was the runner-up on the show. I need you to put a band together and go do Leno.
And you said no.
I said, well, I'd been on tour. I'd never watched tour. I never watched the show. So I told Randy, I'm sorry. I've just taken another gig. I can't do that. I called my wife, told her about it, and she's like, you need to call him back and take that show. We voted for Kelly Clarkson. It's the most amazing show ever. So I called Randy back, and I was actually hired to play for Justin Guarini on Leno. We did a song called Sorry. And then Justin and Kelly had a duet for the movie from Justin to Kelly.
Never seen it.
I've never seen it out of pure loyalty to Kelly. I've sworn to Kelly I will never watch it.
I just thought of a great podcast episode. What if we watch?
I'm never going to watch it.
From Justin to Kelly in its entirety, beginning to end, with the fans, and we just comment.
Anyway, and then Justin and Kelly had a duet called Timeless, and I met Kelly, and we talked about Texas, and she hired me forever, and that's how I met Kelly, and the rest is history. Okay, that was a great long story. Thank you, Dana, for that. And
I have a funny. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone.
Okay, Jaco.
This is just a little fun thing, but you know how when you're in high school, you do like the yearbook photos and stuff, and you get voted for things. I didn't get voted most hot or prom king or anything like that.
Quelle surprise.
But I did get voted most likely to be on American Idol, and I'm trying to pull up the picture right now.
That's fine. That makes me feel so old. In high school, there wasn't even American Idol for me to post. Where do we go from here, producer Andy, while Jaco's looking for his
I couldn't
reliving
find
his Gloria days? Well, keep your questions coming.
Glory days.
M. Night Schmargarita is keeping watch, and we'll be doing a little Q&A later on.
Can we shout out to the room?
Yeah, shout out to the room.
Come on, get pumped!
Yeah, woo!
Come on,
we need more of a party in here. Jaco, don't give away the secrets. We have some surprises coming up. All right, well, keep your questions coming.
Dan Johnson said Jaco is like a puppy, LOL. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, like an
are you saying like cute like
no,
a puppy?
like an unpotty trained puppy that you have to like look over your shoulder and make sure the puppy's doing the right thing every 5 minutes. And Rue's in the room. Hey, Rue. Woo.
Oh, Rooster.
Rue knows this room very intimately.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
We're doing the Kellyoke Afterparty once again. Okay, we've had a couple of great performances over the past week.
Let's check them out.
Well, first of all, producer Andy wants me to show this, and we didn't have a lot of time to prep this, but apparently a lot of our staff is obsessed with whatever is happening. Oh, man, I don't have the picture, but let's do this. Andy, can you put us over?
It's going to be great.
Can you put us over on the QuickTime scene? I think here.
Alicia Madigan said, "Cute puppy."
Oh, man. Yeah, this is where technical difficulties ensue. Anyway, Jaco and I had an amazing...
Ooh, Alice said, what guitar does Jaco play? Electric, acoustic.
Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway,
oh no.
We did go to my Instagram. He'll pull up the socials right now, and you can see some pictures. We recorded a very special performance of Sisters from White Christmas, which I've never heard of before. It's airing Monday, and I think after this, you can actually call me the musical director and not the music director because it's my first musical performance.
So Jason has always said, I'm not a musical guy, as in musicals, Broadway, theater. He said, I'm a music director, correct?
Yes, because I don't direct musicals.
But now you have directed a musical number.
Yeah, we had a choreographer and everything, and I can't wait for you. We're gonna break this down definitely at some point. Not only did we do the music, I had to 5, 6, 7, 8, tap, tap, touch, touch, Vegas, 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 Vegas. Alex just came in the room. Yay, Alex!
Hey, Alex! Is this the camera?
Thank you, Alex, for our lovely bottle of wine. We really appreciate it.
There's a story to that.
Does that work or no?
Yeah,
That's
there's
the photo we were looking for, right?
yes. You can.
This thing's not in focus. Look how cute we look. Oh.
All right, Jaco. Alex has a story. Let's give Alex the microphone.
Oh, no. I don't need
It's a private later story.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, it's a private.
Pass the mic
It's a
to
private
Alex.
later story.
You'll
That's
enjoy
good
it.
because our theme of the show is NDAs, which are non-disclosure agreements. Yeah, and so we're gonna get into that's gonna tie in later on.
Sorry to interrupt.
NBC
One more
Standards
time.
and Practices is so nervous, and Kelly Kimball's like trembling a little bit. I promise this has a great payoff.
Yes.
NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
I just have to add, Alex, you walked in and there are so many comments about you. We love Alex. Alex is the legend. Hi, Alex. It said, did Alex's brother provide queso?
Oh.
He's ready to go as soon as Kelly sings the baby.
Yes, we're working on Kelly singing the baby song. We're gonna pick it out, and we're gonna have queso. It's gonna be great. Queso and tequila, which we're having. Have you tried our tequila tonight? No. It's kind of like a
let's
tequila
get-
Negroni. It's called the Night Marg Before Christmas.
The Night Marg Before Christmas.
All right. Well, one of our favorite songs. This is a throwback to our last Kellyoke Afterparty. We were talking about. We had Dwayne Johnson on the show, The Rock, and we had rehearsed "It's Raining Men." Hallelujah. Because Dwayne Johnson likes to work out to "It's Raining Men," and you were surprised by that.
I'm surprised once again.
And I think that'd be a good time to bring in. We have another special guest today. Lester Estelle, our drummer, is in the house. Come on in, Lester. Are you here? Lester. Lester's gonna keep us waiting.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. You know, he's having a tough day. He's been icing his arm.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too.
He played a little too much drums today.
So yes, so we rehearsed "It's Raining Men," and we didn't do that because we pivoted last minute. Pivot is the theme of season 4 for the Kelly Clarkson Show. We are pivot experts. So we didn't do the song because Loretta Lynn passed away the day before, sadly, and we decided to do a song in honor of her.
Yep.
And but we already rehearsed the song, and it was such a great arrangement. We did it. I actually didn't realize till after I was reading fan comments that Kelly performed this on American Idol.
Really?
Yeah, because again, I didn't watch the show, and so a lot of people were comparing the side by side performances, and it's amazing.
Who wore it better?
The 2022 Kelly definitely wore it better.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was telling her like I've never seen her not. Like technically she sold it, but somehow it just wasn't right at that moment. And 2022 Kelly, oh my goodness, killed it.
I bet the American Idol version was too long.
That was probably. Oh, it's Lester in the house.
Oh.
Hey, Lester.
How's your little arm doing?
How's your little arm?
Man.
Hey, take a mic.
Take a mic, Lester.
Hey, did you have a drink?
Guys. No, I don't.
We
somebody
want
give him a
you to
drink.
try this tequila drink.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hey, let's get him a tequila drink. Anybody got some ice
So
in the
Lester,
cup?
we're reliving some memories. We had Dwayne Johnson on the show,
Yes,
The Rock, who you took a picture with him. I think you were
I did.
kind of a fan.
I'm a huge fan. Of the
Yeah,
Rock.
Lester's a
I'm
big workout guy. So we rehearsed "It's Raining Men," and we didn't do that because of Loretta Lynn. And then last week, I was telling Jaco that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, likes to work out to "It's Raining Men," and he couldn't see that. So as the most workoutable man on our show with the biggest guns, could you work out to "It's Raining Men"?
Do you work out to
Funny-
It's Raining
funny
Men?
Story. I have worked out to It's Raining Men. I have worked out to It's Raining Men because we had to learn when I. So we. when
We need to do a,
No,
we
no,
need
no.
to do a standards and practice breathalyzer test on this
No,
man.
no. When we rehearse the songs, it's literally like we're like 2 weeks ahead usually.
Yes,
So
sometimes
like,
3.
I don't remember anything we did until we actually come in the day of, and then so I work out in the morning, as
Yep.
you know, and listen to the songs as I work out.
What does
So
that
I
look
have-
like? Are you like "It's Raining Men"?
No, you don't do it.
Hallelujah.
No.
You don't do in tempo?
No, it's funny because I'm listening to all this random country stuff and 80s music. I'm working out and people see me, I'm looking all mean and serious.
Does it get you more pumped when you hear It's Raining Men?
No, Jaco, it actually doesn't. But
Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at what we did here. This is "It's Raining Men."
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool with the little tremolo guitar. I bet that was not in the original. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to get at this. While we have Lester here, I don't know how long he can stay because he has to fly back to Nashville. But it's a funny thing about Lester. For some reason, he doesn't like playing toms. I don't know. He associates it with like Hillsong worship or whatever. Every time I ask him, like, man, break down the toms. So he kind of fought me on this. I think this is the last. Listen to all these toms here.
Maybe Lester's just trying to fight you.
Check it out.
Who would win in a fight? From the sound of that, it sounds like my man Lester likes the toms. Woo!
You guys, I don't remember any of this.
Get it, Kelly!
So I just want to shout out Lester here because this is what, as he said, a lot of times by the time we perform something, we literally haven't listened to it for probably 2 to 3 weeks, and we're trying to remember everything. And we have jazz, R&B, country, rap, everything you can imagine going on in our heads. And this is what a great drummer does. And so right here, a lot of times live, you might have a 1-bar fill. If you go back and watch all the Kellyokes, he's telling us with his drums, like, here comes the bridge, get ready now, and here we come into the bridge and go. And that's kind of what happens right here in... Back it up. Yeah, so he's kind of our cheat sheet when it comes to that stuff. But I would like to ask...
I forget if we already talked about this, but do you know who wrote that song?
I honestly don't know.
This is going to blow your mind. And somebody...
Wait a minute.
I had to scroll back.
this.
Wait, can I scroll back?
Yes,
oh,
you
yeah.
can scroll back.
Roger W., thank you. I just double-checked because I wasn't sure if you were right, but Roger W. brought the facts. It's somebody that you look up to.
That I look up to?
Yeah.
It's Raining Man? Oh
And
my
he's
gosh.
been on TV. And he has a shaved head.
Richard Marx?
No.
Phil Collins?
No.
Paul Schaefer?
Paul Schaefer.
I knew that. Yeah,
wrote
that's right.
It's Raining
Yeah, Paul
Man.
Schaefer. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Do you see the genuine surprise on this man's face?
I'm blown away. Paul is one of my heroes, as you can see. Like, go back, all you kids, like, go watch the old Letterman shows. Every 90% of what I do on this show is based off of Paul Schaefer. He writes really cheesy jingles. The guy can't really sing, sorry, Paul, but he's an amazing B3 player. He's bald. He's the whole thing.
Songwriters, Paul Schaefer.
Well,
Is it a different Paul Schaefer? Should we double check this?
and he played the
It's
amazing
the same one.
keyboard solo on "Goodbye to You," which I'm trying to get Kelly to do. We haven't
You're
done
talking
that
about
yet.
goodbye to you.
No, goodbye to you.
Yeah, Jaco, that's the one I was thinking of.
The one that I was singing was
Jaco,
better.
sorry. Emily is watching right now and reminding us that we cannot randomly break out into songs
tell-
right now. Everybody is
Tell
panicking
Emily I don't
right now.
fucking
Never
follow
mind.
the rules.
And Jaco is in timeout.
Golly.
Just like that. So, Lester, real quick before we...
Get a book, Paul Schaefer.
I've been wanting that since season 1. Like, I want Paul...
Book Paul Schaefer.
Do you turn the switch on?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, please, Paul, come on. I mean, I picture the segment where Paul is like telling me everything I'm doing wrong, and he like helps me out with Kelly because he's like, yeah, so Dave, and it's anyway. He was the MD for all the greats back
What
in
if
the day.
he showed up and he's like, I just look up to you,
Wait,
Jason.
who took you out of timeout? I did not approve that.
You can't keep me out of timeout.
All right, we're about to move on to our next karaoke because Andy's like doing tornadoes in the air. But Lester, why don't you like playing toms when I ask you to play toms?
Jason, that's not true. I love playing the toms.
How come in rehearsals you always say no? I'm not going to do that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's
I
being
feel
very
like you're
different
making
on
this
camera
up.
than he is in real life. All right. So, another one of our favorite songs that came out in the last 2 weeks, I think, was Finesse by Bruno Mars. Now, we did Finesse because that was a karaoke encore, right? Because Kelly was sick, and so we had to pivot.
Dripping in finesse.
Pandemic pivot. And
Pandemic pivot.
and this actually ties into our deep dive because every time I think of this song, this is Finesse is by Bruno Mars. And ironically,
Do you know who wrote it?
oh my gosh.
Paul Schaefer.
Anyway, we're this is what I have to live with every day on the show. It's just amazing. It's amazing to get anything done. matter of fact, I want to go back to Rachel back there. Just back me up, Rachel. This is what we deal with every day. All right. So we did Finesse. We performed this season 1 and back in 2020. And when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about the Christmas record. When Christmas comes around, we went to Glenwood Studios, close to our show, and my wife Rhonda, who also manages me, she was the project manager on the project. And going back to jazz, we had a jazz song. Jazz is not my thing. It's just not. I don't get it. And so I'm like, we had a song called Last Christmas that I had to produce. I'm like, who would I love to watch play piano? And I reached out to Greg Fillinganes, who played for Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, most recorded keyboardist of all time. Toto.
Keyboardist and his synth bass.
Yeah,
He's a funky motherfucker. Oh, timeout.
Oh my goodness, Jaco! This is our last episode, and we're like, I mean, we're gonna get canceled now.
He's a funky
And
motherfucker.
Jaco. All right, no more for that. And so,
Jason, why don't you like jazz?
why don't? No, I love jazz. I don't. It's very difficult. It's like a. It feels like it's Alex.
Hey,
I'm gonna put Alex in timeout.
timeout.
I don't know.
I remember the first time that we were gonna tour with Reba and Kelly, and we came into rehearsal and Reba brought her entire band, who are some of our best friends, and Kelly, and we were coming together, and we were all gonna play on each other's songs. I remember walking into the rehearsal room, and her band was playing Walk Away, which is one of Kelly's big hits, and it was the most weird sounding thing I've ever heard, because they came from minor country music and they were interpreting it one way. That's how I feel about jazz. Like, I feel like it's almost insulting whenever I would rather hire.
You feel like you're not
somebody-
authentically
I'm not authentic.
playing the genre.
And so, like, listening to like the Reba band interpretation of Walk Away probably sounded as weird as whenever we tried to play fancy to them. Like, it's in your blood. And jazz is not. It's just not in my blood. And so, like, give me an 80s song and we're there. Jazz song. So on this, I hired Greg Fillinganes, and that's one of the awesome things about getting produced records is I get to hire the people that are my heroes that I want to work with. So this is actually coming around to Finesse by Bruno Mars. So we go in the studio, and the studio tells us everybody that comes in here has to sign an NDA, our theme for the night, a non-disclosure agreement. And I'm a little bit panicking because Rhonda has to call Greg Fillinganes, who has played on literally more albums than any other keyboard player in history.
and Bruno Mars records.
Well, we didn't know that at the time. And so we had to call Greg and say, hey, we're going to have you sign a non-disclosure agreement before you can even come to the studio with us. And he's like, he literally responded with, okay, I'll sign it. I probably actually already played on this guy's record, but sure thing, we come in. So Greg shows up at the studio. He signs his NDA. We walk in. We're working on the Christmas record. Next door is Bruno Mars at Silk Sonic working in the same studio, and they were working on Leave the Door Open. That was the
I
record.
got a little fanboyish when I saw them cruising in, just walking with a cool strut. But,
Yeah, I accidentally parked in this parking spot, and I got booted. But it happens.
just another little side note: when they won all the Grammys for "Leave the Door Open" and Silk Sonic record, I don't know if you watched the Grammys, but they were at the tables wearing their '70s getup.
Yep.
And they did this thing.
Yeah,
And
it
jumped
was
up.
amazing.
It was so good.
So Greg walks in. He's been a team player. He signed his non-disclosure agreement, and then he finds out who's next door, and it's Bruno. And I didn't know Bruno's real name. And Greg Fillinganes goes, "Wait a minute, Peter Hernandez?" And I'm like, "Who's Peter Hernandez?" He's like, "That's Bruno. Peter Hernandez. That's who I signed this for." He's like, "I just played on his record." So it was one of the most amazing things. So, but if I figured it out, I want to show.
Yeah, can we hear it?
We can definitely hear it, and maybe while we're doing that, I'll search for our little picture. But here's a little bit of Finesse. Anytime you get to have 80 synth sounds on modern pop with a little bit of orchestra hits and some great BGVs, we're in.
Kelly and the Leopard Print?
We don't comment on wardrobe.
Lester, that's like a straight up classic drum lick, right? It's like a take on Poison, right? Are these all Kelly's friends that she's dancing with?
Spontaneous
Yeah.
dancing from the audience.
And shout out to Rachel. That was some amazing programming by Rachel there back in season 1.
And shout out to Kelly's friends dancing with her.
Yeah, and if I can pull it up, I can't. All right, I can't share any pictures. I have some great pictures. I'll post them on Instagram. I have some pictures from our day in the studio.
Jason, we gotta get this picture situation dialed in.
We had a show where we did a lot of pivoting today, right, Alex?
There's so much pivoting.
I mean, it's like, wait, can I do this? No, I can't do this. This is the worst. Anyway, great pictures. You would love it if you watch them at home.
Let's keep these comments coming. They're funny.
All right, what do you got?
Somebody said Jaco, LMAO.
That's not funny.
Lamau, what does that mean?
Oh, that's Arlisha. That's
LMAO.
Arlisha's LMAOing you?
We have one from Emily.
All right, Emily, save us.
Dan says one day every band member should trade positions.
We've actually done that.
So somebody, who was it that said that?
That was Dan.
So Dan said we should all switch instruments, and we've definitely done that before.
Somebody actually called that out. We replayed it recently, and somebody noticed that y'all were swapped and took a picture and put it on
there's a
Twitter.
great day. Kyle had an emergency, had to leave.
Yeah, he had a Katy Perry show he had to get to. So he left real quick and left us stranded.
So
Shout out, Kyle.
And it was the best thing that could have happened because my dreams came true. Jason said, Jaco, why don't you step up to the drum chair? And I said, I've been waiting for this moment to show Lester up.
Jaco has one beat.
I start swiveling my sticks between
Lester,
my
show us
fingers.
Jaco's beat. What does Jaco's beat look like?
I got a 70s groove.
All right, let's move on.
What are we
else
doing
got?
today?
We got. I feel like so much more happened this week too, but it's just it's weird walking right off stage right into this.
Can we show them our dance routine or no still?
No, they're gonna tune in Monday and they're gonna see it. It's amazing.
I really want everybody to see our dance routine.
We actually worked I practiced more for this dance routine than I practiced for any song, Grammys or otherwise, in the past 20 years.
And I put blush on my cheeks. Or not me, but the glam team. Valente, shout out to Valente.
Yeah, shout out to
and
dancers. They have to
Shanti.
think about lyrics and feet, and it was just the whole thing.
Earl, the wardrobe was awesome. We looked so dapper, don't you think?
Okay, so another one of our favorites from this week was I did feel dapper. It was dapper.
Yeah, you looked handsome.
No, it was. I've never worn one of those socky things. They're like old people.
Well,
sock holders.
So they're socks, but back in the day, I think there was no such thing as elastic. So you just had like a clothing sheath.
Yeah.
So then you put like a little.
I've only seen those in movies, like when a senator does something bad and he gets discovered. He's always wearing the little socky things. But
I
I've
would
never
call
seen
it a
before.
sock suspender.
Sorry, M. Night Margarita says we're losing viewers, so she's going to save us here.
Oh
Never.
no, viewers come back.
Never. The viewers are with you. But as a segue to your next karaoke, Andy, not our producer Andy in the
Not
comments
Dandy
says,
Andy.
Jason,
Not Dr.
last time
Aussie Andy.
you promised us a karaoke classic, but we haven't gotten it. Did you mean the Christmas songs, or did you lie to us?
Not only did I
That's
not
some
mean.
heat.
Well, first of all, Andy.
He's got no reply.
Yeah, not only is it not the Christmas ones, but today, just now, less than an hour ago, we performed a karaoke classic, not from a Christmas album, from another album of hers that is non-Christmas. And we
What
did it
album?
Because I'm a man of my word. I keep my word, which means we're also going to do the babies and we're going to have queso at some point.
We're gonna have babies.
Jaco. All right. So yes, we did a karaoke classic, and it's coming up soon, and it was awesome. And actually, it was awesome because on tour, it was a song that had no guitar on it.
You know what? I will say that is awesome. First tour I came out on, you did a medley of songs. You played piano with Kelly for like 5 minutes straight, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, walk around.
Well, another one of our favorites this week was from this album. I got to produce a song as well. You played on it. Aben Eubanks was a co-writer on it.
Shout out to Aben, one of my favorite people of all time.
We performed "Santa Can't You Hear Me" with Casey and Ariana Grande.
Yep.
And my wife, she always gives me a hard time. I can't
Ariana
remember.
Grande.
Is it Grande or Grande?
Grande.
Is it really
You can't
Grande?
call her Grand. Ariana Grande.
I feel
Grande.
Grande.
Ariana
Ariana Grande.
Grande.
Thank you. She was amazing on this song. And we're going to nerd out a bit here. There's only one. I wish you could actually see behind me. I don't know if we can do it for clearance purposes or not, but one of my favorite artists of all time is Bjork. and Bjork is my muse.
I think since
up-
we're talking about pronunciations, I think it's a silent B. It's just Jork.
It's Bjork. Jaco.
Are you sure?
Oh my gosh, you're going to time out for this. You're the worst.
Jork!
Anyway, Bjork is my muse. She inspires me every single day. How
You
does
missed
Bjork
on
tie
timeout.
into
You missed the
Ariana
button.
Grande? Well, Bjork is one of the only other female artists I know that records and comps all of her own vocals.
When I heard that Ariana does that, that's
Yes.
really impressive.
Yeah. So what that means for the non-nerds, but all the nerds are very excited. So I recorded and produced all of Kelly's parts. We sent the files over to Ariana. She did not go into a studio, did not hire an engineer. She records her own vocals, brings it into Logic, takes all of her best takes, EQs it. She literally engineers and produces all of her own vocals and sends it back. That's just amazing, and I'm just such a fan. That's why, all my staff are all female. There's not enough female programmers, producers, engineers in the world. There's some amazing ones, but we need more. Anyway, Ariana and Bjork. Bjork comps all her own vocals and is a Pro Tools genius.
More vocalists should, because you know your voice so well. It's a personal thing.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you comp it yourself?
So another bit of a little thing to nerd into with Santa Can't You Hear Me, I'm just going to confess. Kelly wanted a wall of sound. And so
It is a wall
it's
of
a wall of
sound,
sound.
let me tell you.
It's every sound I think we could possibly throw at
my
a song.
ears.
To the point to where Serban,
Who's that?
Google Serban, Serban, mix engineer. He's probably mixed 90% of everything you've heard on the radio for the past 20 years, starting back to Neptunes, Gwen Stefani, No Doubt, Justin Timberlake, Faith Hill.
I never heard any of these people.
Yeah, across the board. He's mixed all of Kelly's albums. And as a producer, I send Serban the mixes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, the very first mix I ever sent to Serban, I can't remember what song it was. I remember he emailed me back and was just like,
I like your drums.
he was like, dude, you just sent me 140 tracks. You can't send me that many tracks. So I learned over the years to like pull things back, submix.
If we could go to nerdy vibes too.
Okay.
I have sent many tracks to mixers as well, and I've found that the mix changes too much from, as a producer, you're working on the song and you're listening to it and you're kind of mixing it as you go, but then you send it to a mixer and it takes on a whole new character.
Yes.
So I find that it's better to send submixes of like just the drums
I've
vocals.
learned that a lot from Greg Kirsten and Jesse Shatkin. Like I'm learning a lot from producers in the world. But anyway, this song, I thought I learned my lesson. Santa Can't You Hear Me? I think I sent Serban 250 something tracks. There was so much.
250?
I mean, the vocals, like if you listen to it, it's like, and we built on that.
That was my
There was
part.
like 84 stacks of vocals at some point. So anyway,
84?
it was amazing. And Ariana killed it. And let's play you a little bit of it.
Yeah, let's check it.
But we couldn't get her back on the show for this one. If you want to see Kelly and Ariana sing it, go watch When Christmas Comes Around, the NBC Christmas special.
Ooh.
Kelly took it on solo for our show and on a recent voice performance. And
You were there.
Here's a little bit of it. Sorry, Nancy in Nebraska. I don't actually watch these, and I just saw myself. Am I like toe stepping and snapping, or what's happening here?
That's called the Holy Spirit.
I have nothing to play, so I'm gonna do this. Well, the singers are doing it.
They must have the Holy Spirit with them as well. That really tickled Lester.
I mean, I wish like even that we can't ISO out this stuff right now, but just that little. I'm not gonna try to sing it.
Sing it!
That right there.
If you want Jason to sing it, let us know in the comments. Hashtag Kellyoke Afterparty. Right here.
I mean, good grief. Just flawless.
You know what I wish? You see how they showed the background singers there doing this beautiful meow, meow. If they were going meow, meow, because I love cats, that would be so cool.
Those are actually the singers that sang on the album. So that's Tiffany, Brandon, Jesse, and then Nayana, who's at The Voice. They were amazing. We had 4 singers, and they sound like a freaking 84-piece choir because at times they were. It was awesome. I'm gonna pull it.
Did Robert mix this one?
Yeah, Robert mixes on the show. So
It sounds so good.
It does.
Shout
Robert's
out to
great at what he
Robert
does.
Venable.
Good on you, Robert.
You're still great at what
All
you
right.
do.
Well, now it's what you've been waiting for. Hopefully, this is the nerdiest nerdy.
Do we have the sound effect yet?
No, we don't because we have enough time.
Can I play it from my phone?
Yeah. What
Yes.
do you got? All right, we're gonna go into the deep dive soon, and I think Jaco has something for us. Sorry.
Did I email it or text it to you?
Oh my goodness. So this is where we have special permissions. Like we're gonna go into we have all the separate tracks of our performance, which you've seen now in the past 2 Kellyoke After Parties. What's different on this one is because I produced the song, I'm going to get to show you some things that that we haven't been able to show before. We're going to actually go into some of the multi-tracks from the actual album and a little bit of part of the process. Okay, Jaco, I'm trying to kill time. He can't find it. Go figure.
Tell them a joke.
Oh my goodness. So this is Christmas Isn't Canceled by Kelly.
And it's a deep dive.
I got to write this with Kelly and Jesse Collins. And we produced it. Jaco played on it. Lester played on it. Rachel did all the programming. Kyle played on it.
This is a full team effort.
And our man Luke Sullivan in Nashville played on it. And
I gotta just shout out to Luke. He is so good at guitar.
yeah, he did all the tasty parts.
I wouldn't say tasty, but fancy.
He has tasty
but,
tone.
That was the first time me and Luke had ever actually hung out because so Luke has played with Kelly throughout the years and so have I but we never played at the same time. So we got to come together for this Christmas session where I was wearing this beautiful jacket. In case y'all forgot.
Nobody forgot Jaco. They were all watching. Let's rewind it. Okay.
I was wondering if I should like flip it around so that people could see Santa the whole time. Cool Santa shades. Anyways, Luke's an amazing guitar player.
Yes, he is. So,
without further ado, this is a deep dive.
Well, I don't want to get fully into it because there's actually a couple of cool things about this. We've talked about the writing process with Kelly, and we didn't have enough time to rehearse all the technical aspects of this. I'm literally directing and doing all the things myself here with all these parts. But what I want to show you is, when it comes... I talked about that a lot, this on the Miss Inda podcast. I would say that at least once every 2 weeks, I'm waking up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. from a voice memo from Kelly Clarkson. And it's either notes about our next karaoke or it's a song idea she has. And so I've always talked about these voice memos that we get, and they're in a different key. They might be out of time. They're just ideas. And so I just wanted to share, I only have audio, so I have no cool graphic video to go with this.
Kelly, that's too late. 4 a.m.
You can't put a time limit on creativity, so it happens all times of the day. So Christmas Isn't Canceled. I kind of wish we could play this first, but I'm hoping you've already heard the song by now. But this is really cool for me because this is the first time you're going to hear the very, very first inception of the song all the way to the very, very final piece
I've never heard this. I'm so excited.
And so, like, fresh.
That's so cool.
This is the first, like, I think in music history. I don't know. So it's here.
Alex just got excited. Alex Duda, producer of the show. She's been looking like we were train wrecking this until now. She's excited again.
It hasn't been very party. Yeah, we're like, fine. All right. So
like,
here we
you
go.
saved it, Jason.
So what can I? Let's see. Here's Kelly.
I'll be hanging every light I find in this house.
What's the context behind this? You literally woke up in the morning and she said, "I got this idea."
Yeah, she sent a song. Said she's had some ideas for it.
Hey, wait, we need to do a breathalyzer check on you. I think.
Yes, Jaco.
Yeah, Jaco, Nancy, and Nebraska's getting very upset. So here we have
Something called timeout.
Lost at first, thinking that I might be cursed. Winter wonderlands weren't made for one. So we've all been told since we were young. But I'm not feeling.
Okay, so all you musicians,
I
producers
have
can
so much to
understand
say right
what I'm
now.
dealing with right now. So Kelly, she hears all this in her head. There's already a melody. There's already parts. And so you've all heard the song already. I've never heard the song at this point. So I'm trying to imagine. I'm just trying to figure out what's our timing here.
Lost at first, thinking that I might be cursed. Winter wonderlands weren't made for one. So we've all been told since we
And then
were
I'm like, what's happening here?
But I'm not feeling incomplete. Turns out I don't
It's so wild because she's going, so like she's swinging the beat.
Yeah, she's singing on the
and
melody,
then
swinging
singing it very straight.
Yep. So the very first time I produced it, I thought maybe she was making a mistake, and I'm like, okay, because the song,
Miss
she's
Kelly
like,
Clarkson
"Lost
doesn't make
at
mistakes.
first, thinking that, and then the chorus is, it changes. So I thought maybe she was thinking wrong. So I produced it up, sent it back to her, and she was like,
And she said, "No, you're thinking."
yeah, she's
wrong,
like, no,
Mr.
yeah, you didn't
Jason.
get that. So then she sends me. Now she's banging on her piano. She's trying to give me an idea of the beats here.
I'll be hanging every light I find in this house, playing Christmas music so loud.
So that's how the process starts, and then I would try to figure out a key around it, figure out some chords, do a very basic little thing, and then I send that to the band. We chart it out. We go in the studio together and we work on it, and it was fun. But one thing I want to show you.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That was the original seed of the song.
Yeah, that was the very first thing I ever heard of it.
Holy shit!
And then, and then I worked on it. There was no bridge at the time. I had some ideas, and then like this goes on and on and on, and then she sends me an idea.
Okay, so I have this idea for the bridge for the Christmas Isn't Canceled song, and I know you said you had one too. So this could be shite. I'm just throwing this out because I was working on it. But anyway, it would go. It's kind of hard because the backgrounds when I say Christmas, it'll be like Christmas, Christmas. So they're holding it out underneath while I'm singing the other part, but you get that. Okay. So it'll be something like Christmas isn't canceled, that's just you. Christmas without you is still.
So I say
She went
this like,
straight again. That's so cool.
I'm just bragging on our boss. Not only, I think right now, I don't know the stat. I think we have like 4 or 5 songs in the top 100 right now for Christmas.
I have no idea.
Which is amazing.
All I know is we went to Universal Studios. Shout out to Universal Studios the other night.
They played it everywhere.
And yeah, it was too much.
And what people don't, and a lot of our musicians, producers have this idea that, this room, this process where you go in the room and you write and people help craft things. You can hear right here, Kelly had all this in her head. It's almost embarrassing when I get a co-writer credit. I mean, don't take it away, Kelly. I love my co-writer credits. But it's almost embarrassing because it's all there. She hears it all. And we'll be in the studio recording and I'll play a chord and she'll say, that's the wrong chord. And I'm like, based on what? Because I can't, I'll have this one note and she hears it all in her head. So I say that's a major shout out.
Really impressive.
And then the other piece of magic, I know we're rambling on, but this is the last show of the year. So who knows, we'll do another one.
It's so good.
Everybody knows that I've had the privilege. I mean, I've been able to produce. I've produced All I Ever Wanted, and we had Catch My Breath, and like I love pop music.
You dropped something on the floor.
Yeah, I dropped names and all my hits. Just kidding. My wife will tell you I hate producing pop music because I mean, to be honest,
because of the labels, right?
No, it's because I'm what? How old am I now? Anyway, I'm old. I'm 48. Am I 40? Yeah,
I'm 22.
Okay, and. It's hard to chase things all the time. Things are changing so much. But to produce Christmas things, like there's no pressure, there's no anything. You just get to have a feeling and a vibe. So I love producing Christmas stuff. And the biggest thing...
Also, sorry to interrupt again, but you were doing the Phil Spector type of sound on a lot of these songs, and that's so fun. It's classic.
Yeah, and
they were in classic studios with classic full bands, 2 guitar players, 1 bass player, 2 drummers at times, full orchestra, the whole thing. It's so awesome.
And I love it. You can throw everything at it.
It's so authentic. And
so one thing I wanted to share, and we're taking a long time to get here, and so, you can fast forward or tune out, but I'm excited, but this is the stuff I love. This is in the studio listening to the live orchestra. This is as they're recording Christmas.
Where'd you record the orchestra? In LA?
Yeah, I think it was at Warner Brothers Studios or Sony. Cool. I don't know.
It must have been so magical just hearing that feels like the real deal, right?
Yeah. At the risk of eyes glossing over in the back of the room, I'll do another Christmas tie-in. There's a composer, Joe Trapanese.
Shout out to Joe Trapanese.
Yeah, he's conducted the orchestra and arranged for Kelly's last 2 or 3 albums. And the very first time, it was actually Greg Kirsten that hired him for Wrapped in Red. I hadn't heard of him. And we were doing...
Would you say that I'm wrapped in red?
Oh my goodness, Jaco, you're the worst. Anyway, we were doing a Christmas special for NBC. And my wife was the project manager for that as well. And
shout out to Rhonda.
And the I was supposed to meet with the conductor, and I've not had a lot of great experiences with conductors. Like the one time that we played for President Obama in the Supreme Court at Ford's Theater with Kelly.
I wasn't there. I'm jealous.
And
I
the
would like
conductor
to have
was the
been
guy
there.
that like did the Rocky movie and what. I don't read sheet music, and Kelly wanted to make a change, and so he like pops out this big score and it falls apart. I don't have good history with conductors. It was a horrible experience.
Kelly
Anyway,
wanted to make a change.
so because of that, I asked Rhonda, I'm like, hey, this conductor's coming to the Kelly show. Can you like go meet him and run interference out in the lobby and just keep him away from me for a while?
Yeah.
And so she goes and meets Joe Trapanese. Anyway, turns out Joe produced all the strings and arrangements on my favorite album of all time, M83, Hurry Up We're Dreaming.
I love M83.
Tron Legacy soundtrack is amazing. So this is Joe. We send the tracks to Joe once I decipher what Kelly's doing, and this is the orchestra being recorded.
Oh shit, that's so cool. Now that is a straight up Christmas miracle.
There's Joe.
That's Joe conducting, the little man there going.
Yeah, the man with the mask. We did this during the pandemic.
Lester, do you think he's getting in the gym?
All right, well let's get into this track right here. I'm gonna pull up our little our this is Logic. Who hopefully we're all starting to learn how awesome Logic is.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the pros work in, not Pro Tools. It's
Lester's shaking his finger.
Yeah,
No,
Lester-
can we put him in a timeout?
Yeah, Lester's our little Pro Tools guy
Lester,
back
get in
there.
the timeout.
So I'm gonna drag this out, and we're gonna get to Kelly eventually. But one of the first things at the top of the song, when Kelly was referencing, she wanted her wall of sound, and I was going through and doing a lot of research.
What's a wall of sound?
Phil Spector came up with it, and it's just I don't know the definition. It's just every instrument is covering every part all the time. Like it's like you have guitar part being played by bells and strings and keyboard.
So
It's
essentially,
every sound you can throw at it.
It's making a literal wall of sound.
Yes.
It's just you can't have any space.
No, it's everything's going at it, which you'll hear when we break this down. Oh, it's happening again. This is my little.
Uh-oh.
I can't use my hands. Sorry, Rhonda.
Can't use your hands?
When I do that, it's not gonna happen again. Okay,
That's
anyway,
like the chair fart thing, you know?
yeah. I was doing some research, and Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? They had this little breakdown section where the guys were kind of making a little party vibe.
Yeah.
So we thought for Christmas Isn't Canceled, we'd make our own little party vibe. And so that's Jaco at the very top. And it's Jaco, me, Lester,
And
Kyle.
Kelly didn't even know it was me.
Yeah. So let me see if I can find this here.
it was? She was like, oh, that's blah, blah. I was like, nope. Oh, yeah, baby.
And the track is called, help me find it here, Jaco. It's called-
Christmas Isn't Canceled.
Well, I know that part, but the little BG part is called Walla.
It's called Jaco, oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. It's a little Walla.
We could
steps. This
do
is
more.
it.
Oh, yeah. Can you crank that up? It sounded so quiet.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, baby. Crank that shit.
So that's all going on underneath the top of the track. Here, I'll play it in
And
context
that's probably
for you.
about, what, 6 of us around a mic doing it
just
over and over?
yeah. So it sounds a little bit like.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So underneath all that stuff is happening. This is happening.
Memories of you and me running now.
Bye, Rachel.
When I'm trained,
Rachel's leaving. Merry Christmas.
I wasn't the first and I won't be the last. Underneath that mistletoe, you've been so bad. You're my favorite thing.
All right, so let's get into this a little bit. Let's listen to what. So before I play the Kellyoke from the show, I just want to play a little bit of the album parts. So this
Cool.
is actually from the album.
Now I'm nervous.
Lester did 2 sets of drums. Yeah, Lester.
Lester, you're pretty funky.
And then we all clapped in real life
Ooh, we're not as funky.
with Lester. Now, if you have your headphones at home, you'll hear that we actually tracked this live as a band because you can hear in Lester's drum mics. Here's my B3 playing.
Ugh.
Which means we couldn't edit. It was all live.
Yep. The bass on that kick drum sounds so nice.
Let's bring in the bass. So we had 2 tracks of bass going. We had electric bass, Kyle.
Ooh, that pick tone. I can't say for sure, but I would imagine he's using an Epiphone Jack Cassidy hollow body bass because that is a classic bass sound right there.
And for some reason, I don't think my screen is working, is it? Is that what you're trying to tell me over there, Andy? While this is playing real quick, I'm going to try to do a quick fix. Let's see if we can do it.
Dang, Kyle's funky too. Would you say that Kyle and Lester are 2 funky motherfuckers?
Jaco! Don't ruin our after party. All right, don't know why
It's not
that's
like I'm
happening,
talking
so-
about Phil Spector shooting people.
All right, well, here we're going to move on to a little bit.
Deep dive.
Yeah. So let's go to the Kellyoke here. Here's the deep dive from the actual performance.
Uh-oh. Kelly Kimball, our version of standards and practices, says I have to put money in the swear jar. I was right about the bass. It's an Epiphone Jack Cassidy. Those singers look so beautiful. I like Kelly's blue dress. Oh wait, we're not allowed to talk about wardrobe?
All right, so that's great. I just want to showcase what's going on with the orchestra behind it. I wish we could do an orchestra-only version of this. This is what's happening behind all of that. I'll keep Kelly going in there, but...
Wow!
Let's pull Kelly back in there.
And I'm gonna shop too much and dance in the snow.
Wow, this is gorgeous. Why did we have a band at all?
Christmas isn't canceled. Christmas isn't canceled.
That's so magical.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't gonna solo her vocal this early in the night.
No, you're gonna do it.
It's just like, look at her face. She's not even... Okay, just watch her neck. There's no muscle strain going on. She's just throwing out this...
Christmas isn't canceled.
And all of a sudden...
Christmas isn't canceled. Just you.
A wimble up, a wimble up.
Yeah, I'm the worst producer because I gave away the whole ending. We should have built up to Kelly, but it's just, you can't... I mean, let's do it one more time. Let's listen to that.
Just you. Christmas isn't canceled. Christmas isn't canceled.
right. So
Do you ever wish that Lester played quieter because it's so loud in that microphone?
No, I love what Lester does.
Thank you, Jason.
So I do want to draw back this.
Kelly Kimball has brought a swear jar for me.
Yes, please. Actually, this could...
The problem is I has no money.
This could raise the budget we need to keep this show going. As if Jaco keeps swearing, we get our little budget here. We get a little swear integration going on here. But just to go back a minute to Kelly writing and sending this, you hear the song is very straight here. Now we're swinging. So with that in mind, let's
Jason, you look so sharp. Can we just zoom in on you? Look how good
so
you
let's
look.
listen to what Lester's doing right now.
So since I've only sweared once, I only have to put $1 in, right?
in this house, playing Christmas music so loud. This year Christmas won't be quite so
And then we
good.
do at the end, we go back to straight.
Just you. Christmas isn't canceled.
So I'm curious, Lester.
Pass Lester the mic.
Are there? I can't think of other examples. Does that happen a lot in music where you go from straight to swing? You have a better repertoire than I do.
Ooh, honestly, I can't think of anything right now, especially like the classic Christmas stuff.
Yep.
You don't hear that.
Because I remember you arguing with me at the time. You're like, "That's wrong."
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I don't
that
know.
sounds. Now
Do
it
you
feels-
and
now it feels-
Lester argue a lot?
No, we have this thing. Like, there's a. Lester's my right hand man, so like as Jaco knows, sometimes I can't make it to rehearsals because Alex needs to talk about very important things, and so I'll say,
Very important.
yes, I'll say, Lester, you've got it, and Lester kind of knows my formula. Like, there's 3 ways we start songs. I'm gonna test them. What are the 3 possible ways we can start a karaoke?
So usually we have hits. On
Smiles.
The bigger stuff. Smiles.
Yeah, that's the first thing. We have to smile
That's
big.
shock and all. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, that's
bam, bam, bam.
Yes.
All right.
Correct.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just a guitar intro or
yep.
like some kind of synth
Sabrina
thing.
Subtle,
Weathers
sneak it in.
said swampy.
Yeah, Swampy's not a. People have been saying that Swampy's not a way to introduce a song.
That's not. You don't introduce.
Swampy
a
is a
song
way
that
of life in a
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, it's a way of life.
Yep.
The third, I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you know the third, Jaco?
Yeah, of course. What were the first 2?
Nope.
All right. We're going to talk about this later, Lester.
Yeah, another time.
Yeah. Anyway, great. I mean, this is such great drums on this song. This is.
Pretty good drums.
But I was noticing, Lester, on the multis, you actually played 2 different drum kits. So,
Why is that?
well, this is Lester drum kit A, which is doing this.
Holy crap. Do you like how I avoided saying shit?
Thank you.
The sub bass on that kick though is really incredible.
And then this is drum kit B, Lester.
It's another $1. Where'd the jar go?
So were those 2 different kits, or why were you?
Yes, I was going for. They talked about the Phil Spector thing, and I was also going for the Motown thing, which is kind of tighter. It was a smaller recording room, smaller kick drum, so just a tighter sound overall.
Yeah, when I was doing my research, some of the Motown albums actually had 2 drum kits, one like hard pan right,
Yep,
a separate drum kit, hard pan left.
exactly.
One of my favorite sounds. I love that.
So cool.
And let's talk about our. I'm just going to deep dive a little bit more into this.
Please.
This is what's happening in guitar. Now, is this you or is this Luke?
That sounds like
that's
Luke.
Luke.
That sounds a little more clean and
I played with
fancy
Luke
than I
for
could
20
do.
years.
Oh yeah, because that was
He's got that smooth touch.
it was tasteful.
Yes, yes.
And Jaco plays the loud parts.
That's the part. That's the part that you can't hear in the.
So here's the
record.
Jaco parts.
Yep.
That's a Jaco part.
All right, let's hear it in the mix though. Can you hear both parts? See, this should have been the record. It should have just been vocals and guitars.
Let us go. Christmas isn't canceled. Christmas isn't canceled.
I'd have to argue that this is better than having the full production. Jaco.
Well, it's on
The
the
guitar
keys. This
only.
is a little bit. Here's the piano part.
Now, is this a real piano or is this a software synth piano?
No, that's a real piano. Played it live.
Grand piano?
Yeah, grand piano. That
It
was
sounds so
That was
good.
at Glenwood, and then we did some synths on top of it, doing this.
Do you know what synth you used?
Nope. And then we had some Rachel stuff.
What do you mean by Rachel stuff?
Rachel does all my programming. She's one of the most amazing.
I mean, she's brilliant.
Like these are Rachel parts here.
She's so good that it makes me mad. Whoa, that's one of the coolest sounds I've ever heard.
No, add Kelly in on this.
Underneath the mistletoe, you've been so bad. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That's
You're
so.
all my favorite things, but you won't take Christmas from
Ooh, those background vocals.
I'll be hanging every light I find.
So let's talk about the BGVs. So we were recording in the studio, and Jessie was our vocal arranger for this album.
She's so good.
So many parts. Here's some of the BGVs.
Where we met.
That's all Jessie. You can hear her voice.
So it's not Kelly on the background vocals at all.
There's a few Kelly BGVs, but this is mostly Jessie and Nayana and Tiffany. This might be Kelly.
That sounds like Kelly.
That's Kelly. Add some Jessie.
So when you're in the studio, do you like double track that in that, like, do you record it once and then do it again and put it on either headphone side, left and right?
Yeah, depending on the part, sometimes we'll do it 3 or 4 times for each individual part.
So you'll do 2 on each side?
Yep.
Cool.
To give that big stereo wall of sound. And then we add more BGVs, and we have...
Is this the part that's me and you?
No.
It could
more
be,
BGVs.
Oh, that's me and Lester. Christmas isn't canceled.
Christmas isn't canceled, just Christmas.
And so basically, Jessie came up with that entire hook. We already had the song, we had the verse, we had a chorus, we had a bridge, and we just needed one more thing. And Jessie was like, Jessie, Christmas isn't canceled. And
Christmas.
Christmas. Jessie wrote that. So let's take the out.
Shout out to Jesse Collins.
So let's listen to Out right here.
Holy shit, that sounds so good.
Check out Lester right there. That's stupid.
I'm tired of checking out Lester. Ooh, did you hear that guitar?
No, we're going to hear Kelly right now. Check this out. And in case you thought
She said, Mariah, sit down. Let me.
And in case you thought that might be trickery, let's hear it by itself.
Cancel. Christmas isn't canceled, just you.
Holy crap. I mean, that's standing O, hands down, the whole deal.
So as Forrest says, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, the cool thing is, to summarize, that is a fucking wall of sound.
Oh, my goodness. Jaco!
It's a big fucking wall of sound.
All right. Well, do we have any more? Yep. Do we have any more questions?
Help! I'm stuck in jail.
We have questions.
Yeah, I'm leaning on my producer's hard time for some. I don't have any money to give into the
Well,
thing.
I was looking on the screen. It doesn't look like we're shown, so I was going to
so
show
the
that
jar.
I am contributing to the jar.
Let the
All right,
record show that Jaco has now
Let the
added
record show.
$4 to the swear jar.
No, that's not $4. There's a big old $5 in here.
Sorry, more
The beautiful
than $4.
thing is none of this is my cash. People, producers, and people in the
I will
crowd.
say Darren Langer, our lighting director, is in the house, and Felix, thanks.
What are you wearing right now?
I'm feeling special.
What are you wearing?
I'm feeling special. This is
I
this
feel
was
special,
provided
but
by
I'm not wearing all that
Express.
business.
So,
Mr. Langer,
Thank
do
you.
you like my jacket?
What is going on?
let's take some fan questions while we're here. What do we have? Emily Schmark.
All right.
I'm not. I'm feeling fabulous. This is our Christmas party.
We're going to do some quick Q&A to wrap up today's live.
We have 2 more hours to go.
Jason, Fraternal Pro wants to know, how do you decide to arrange something acoustically versus a full band orchestra moment?
Are you sorry. So for the Kellyoke's on the show, how do we decide acoustically versus the full band moment?
Yes.
It's a combination of sometimes Kelly gets direction. She wants to do something differently and wants it to be more broken and intimate. I would say that's about 60% of the time. Maybe 30% of the time, we just have a lot going on and I want to give the band a break. And I just feel like I
A
could.
much needed break because the band's working so hard.
Yes, I'm working hard all the time, and sometimes we pivot last minute. We talked about the last Kellyoke after party. Sometimes we're rehearsing while she's having her makeup done, and I'm trying to remember the piano part, and she hears that, and she goes, "Oh, that would be awesome to do." So sometimes it's an accident, but it always works out well.
What else do we have? M. Night Schmargarita.
Jaco, there's a lot of people that need to know where both your and Jason's jackets have come
Fashion
from.
sense come from?
And the jackets themselves.
Well, I've already discussed this one
At length. So,
but this feels like a perfect time for me to show you again. This is cool, Santa, and it is brought to you by our amazing Emmy award-winning.
Destiny.
Need
Need to do a breathalyzer check on Jaco. Say
Emmy
Kellyoke after party.
award-winning wardrobe person Earl.
Yes. This jacket came from Express.
Ooh, and we have a good story about that.
We did an Express fashion show last Christmas, and they actually it was not to get too heavy, but it was my last Christmas while my mother was alive, and we had a beautiful.
You have a song about that, right?
No.
Last Christmas.
Jaco, not now. No,
okay.
no. I would definitely time you for that one. So Express came in and dressed us all up, and we went home for the holidays, and I looked snazzy. But this is what they gave Jesse. And I just put it on, and I just felt really special.
You wore it on the show for a second.
So I asked Earl to pull it today. Jesse's like, "Oh, my jacket back."
Oh my gosh, we have Jesse in the house. Jesse, grab the mic.
Last Christmas, I gave you my jacket.
Yeah, you just missed it. We were just talking about you writing the hook for Christmas Isn't Canceled.
Yeah. Christmas.
Jesse was like, "There's not enough hooks in the song. It needs one more
It just
hook."
needs one more hook.
Christmas isn't. Yeah, and I sang poorly.
Jesse, what are you
tonight, trying
drinking?
to-
You look so nice in that.
I feel
coat.
nice in this. Like
You
I feel
look-
like
No,
they say
it looks
that like
right on you.
Yeah, I feel like I
It
should wear it
hits
all the
the
time. Yeah.
Peak of your
It doesn't look left. It
beautiful
looks
head
right.
perfectly.
Yeah, good callback. Paul Schaefer would have worn this
Where's
for
the
sure.
camera? Hold
Did
on,
you
this
know what
angle's
Paul-
very
You can
interesting.
see yourself on
quick-
the.
Quick Q&A. Do you know what song that we've covered Paul Schaefer has written?
A song that we covered that Paul Schaefer
The answer
wrote?
was It's Raining Men. Paul Schaefer wrote it.
Hallelujah!
Yep.
It's raining men.
Yeah!
That was really
I
beautiful
really
Thank you.
tone.
Rain.
What do we have
Jesse,
next?
what are you drinking?
Something your mom made, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Tina.
Tina!
You were talking about
made me a
Tina?
cocktail.
Shout out to my mother, Tino.
I'm drinking tequila.
Well, can you get a different cup and try our cocktail of the week? This is called the Night Marg before Christmas, and it is, even though we said Marg, are you calling Tino?
We'll see. Yeah, anybody that doesn't care is already turned off.
Hey.
Hi, Miss Caraco.
Tino!
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you
Mom.
watching the after party?
You're on TV.
Of course I am. I love it.
Can you give some advice here? Because I know you love Jaco dearly, but I would love to keep on doing this for the rest of the year, and I feel like Jaco is thwarting our chances
turn her up.
by not playing in the standards here. So how can we get Jaco to stop cussing?
Oh God.
I learned it from my mama.
Timeout is good,
Mm.
but
Do you think it would be better if he leashed me like you did to me when I was a kid?
Tina, what is your favorite? What
I
was
was a
your
leash baby.
What was your favorite karaoke that you've seen Jaco perform on in 4 seasons?
Oh, wow.
Gotta be something that was solo me and Kelly, right?
yeah. When I was
As
in
long
New
as
York,
Jason wasn't in
I
it.
watched that. It
Wow,
was
he
beautiful.
interrupts his mom too. It's just what he does.
I know he does.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. No,
Okay.
when I was in New York in the audience and watched him.
Yeah, that was special. That was what song was that?
Tiny
I don't
Dancer.
remember.
Was it a Barbra Streisand song or like a?
Oh, it was a musical number. It was from Ziegfeld's Folly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
it was great.
Merry Christmas, Tina. I love your
Merry
son,
Christmas.
Jaco, in all the ways. All right. Merry Christmas.
Love you,
Bye-bye.
Tino.
All right. That's all we have. One more question.
Okay,
One more
Last
question.
question.
Last question.
This is why I don't sing. Okay.
Sing it to
This
us.
question is
Yeah, make it a song.
make it a juicy one. Well, I liked this question from Stephanie, which was about a throwback to the umbrella karaoke. And she was super curious if Rachel or you or anybody else added a cuckoo clock sound.
I read that on Twitter. There's no cuckoo clock sounds in Umbrella. It's a synth sound that goes boom, 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 but it's not a cuckoo clock. I mean, Rachel has put clock sounds on our songs before, but not on Umbrella. Yeah, Rihanna. Yeah, there's no cuckoo clock songs. I actually had to look it up and go back to the original programming.
Ooh, Tough Taurus said Tina seems sweet. She is. She's the best little mommy. And then Juliana Donoyen said, can we have a Jason and Jaco karaoke? You're kind of going to get it soon when we dance.
Well, somebody's asking for more Jesse ISO vocals right now.
Ooh!
So,
Did you do ISO vocals?
Yeah! Where were you?
Where we met, like a winter dream.
I'm really good.
That's ISO of Jesse and me singing.
And I won't be the last. Underneath the mistletoe, you've been so fast.
Oh yeah, baby!
And Rue, do your part.
Oh, Rooster!
well, is that it, Producer Andy? Do we have any more to go? Or we any more questions? Or we?
We have
take
one
one
more
more
fun
question.
fact. The one more fun fact that we haven't actually touched base on this episode was the fact that you were actually nominated for a Grammy for When Christmas Comes Around for this album.
That's
So
amazing.
Congratulations.
I didn't know you could actually be nominated for a Grammy in that category, but
Congratulations!
we're all up for it. We
Make sure to finish your drink in celebration.
I can't finish the talk. I have to go pack tonight. Where are you going for Christmas?
Home.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to England and
Home
Portugal.
for the
I'm gonna go
holidays.
pack tomorrow.
Well,
so-
home for the holidays for you is England. You're
Yes.
English.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming in. We actually really enjoy this. I hope you find it as fun as we do.
It's super fun, but the thing is, we're still not Instagram verified.
No, we're not.
So whoever's out there watching, can you make that happen? Because it seems odd.
Yeah. I'll pull up our little socials right here. There, look at that. You can follow us.
Yeah,
at,
follow
there's-
us at jackizikarakizi.com and J Season, Halbert Season.
So Merry
.com.
Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll be back hopefully in January.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry
and
Christmas
to
to
your
you,
family.
Jaco and Jesse.
And to everyone
and
out
Lester,
there,
and
Merry
producer
Christmas.
Andy,
Let's have
and
a great
M.
New
Night
Year's.
Margarita, and Alex Duda, and Kelly Kimball.
We really do love you all, and this is so fun for us. Thank you for just
roll
making
credits.
this happen.
Woo, Kelly.